I'm Faith, and welcome to Faith's Take, where I talk about anything and everything that I find interesting. And welcome to my review of episode 822 of Mystery Science Theater 3000, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. And this is yet another St. Jude's request, this time by Jackie Ball. This made-for-public television movie is a personal favorite of mine, and closes out Season 8 for us. It stars Raul Julia, who's definitely a bizarre choice for a bizarre film. The movie's clearly trying to be futuristic and semi-sci-fi, but on a budget of like $89. But it is for public access TV after all. Just like much of Season 8, the riffs in this episode are very strong and quotable. So let's not waste any more time and get into my review of MST3k episode 822, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. Now we already know that MST3k is an infinitely quotable show, with each character having amazing lines that define them. Well, Crow decides he isn't known for particular quote enough, so he comes up with his own beloved catchphrase to be adopted by the public. Crow isn't the only one with the public on his mind, though, as Pearl has started her own public access television station. This way she can scam people through her fundraisers that she'll claim to use toward crappy programming. For instance, she has Brain Guy dress up as a safari guide and observe Bobo for a while. This is extremely enticing to Servo, as he's ready to give all of Mike's money away with no hesitation.
Welcome to the Satellite of Love. Well, once again, we're lost. Something wrong, Crow?
You know you want me, baby. Hit it, Servo. Yeah, come on, Mike. Don't act like you haven't heard my trademark catchphrase, loved by millions.
You know what? I have never heard that before in my entire life.
Oh, sure you have. I say it all the time, Mike. This was embraced by the people, Mike. It didn't come from me.
Yes, it did.
Well, all right. Well, that may be true, but I have to justify this huge T-shirt order. I mean...
Hello, and welcome back to day one of our Public Pearl Pledge Drive. Hey, Nell Bell, I just remembered how much squats public television pulls down, so I had Brainball whip me up this set, and Viola, it's pledge drive time. From now on, I'm playing the ponies on some well-meaning liberals coin. Ka-ching! If you pledge at the $150 golden producer level, you'll receive this sturdy tote bag.
Wow, Mike, this is so cool. You know, with all the money I take from you, I can get one of those cool tote bags, which is great because I have, so much stuff I need to tote. Why, just this morning, I was toting something, only it wasn't in anything, so no matter how I tried to tote it, it fell all over the place.
If you contribute, you'll see fine shows like Mike Nelson's Lord of the Dance, or this quality nature program, The Nature of Bobo.
Having lived among this magnificent creature for years, I have gained its trust, and thereby...
Hey, that reminds me, Brain Guy. I borrowed you a sweater and you never returned it. I don't trust you anymore.
And now sit back and enjoy this special 9-part series, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, starring the late Raul Julia, a very wonderful actor. What was he doing in this piece of surely very quality programming? It was produced by one of my affiliates, WNET in New York. Please enjoy. And we'll be back later.
And here we go with Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, which, unbeknownst to me before writing this script, is actually based on a short story written by John Varley in 1976. We open with some narration from our film's love interest, the totally not fake named Apollonia James, recalling the moment she first met our protagonist, the equally not fake named Aram Fingal. And you can already see what a delightful screenplay we're in for, folks. We then get some very dated looking opening credits, and honestly, they probably looked dated when the movie came out in 1984. We then get into the story proper. We meet Fingal at work, where he's one of many in a room filled with computers where he just watches out for the global weather controls. I guess in this movie's version of the future, mankind is literally taking control of Mother Nature itself. Now, while that sounds pretty interesting, it's not explored at all. Instead, we get the stupid ideas it wants to focus on instead. I guess in the future, movies just stop being a thing after over 100 years of being the world's main form of entertainment, as Fingal gets sent to a work psychiatrist, psychist, to get evaluated for pirating Casablanca during work hours. His job decides to send him on a retreat for some rehab, and he complains to his work crush Felicia about it. The process he'll be going through is called doppling, and at this point, we as the audience only know that it's something to do with animals, and the company's making Fingal pay for it out of his own pocket. Good to see crappy management styles still exist in the future.
My life as a Computech was calm and simple, but that was before I met Aram Fingal.
A.K.A. Gomez.
Yeah.
My name is Apollonia James.
Oh, right.
And I worked in Nirvana Village. I remember thinking that Fingal didn't seem the doppling kind.
So Fingal didn't doppel?
He had
This lovely Raul Julia pendant, available only on the Home Shopping Network.
Raul, you come right back and be in this bad movie, young man.
And I'm signed to play Archbishop Romero. Ha 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 ha, that is funny.
He had a terrible job, monitoring routine data output on global climate control.
And its effect on Bugs Bunny.
Man, never show a good movie in the middle of your crappy movie.
Report to Psychist now.
You know how long it took me to find the cinema bus master?
Report to Psychist now.
Yes, Aram Fingal from San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Felicia, can I?
His supervisor thought he just had a bad work attitude, so she sent him to a psychist. You know how loony they are.
Oh, sure.
What have you done? You used your computer for unauthorized viewing of cinemas?
I was just trying to find some way to stay awake.
Fingal is out of supervisor's control.
The password is Fingal.
Doctor, nothing's wrong with me.
I'm sure you'll have a successful rehab. You can trust my diagnosis, Mr.
Fingal.
Fingal.
So, aging lesbian nuns run the future.
Imagine me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, we'll always be.
Felicia, they're sending me up for a compulsory rehab.
Novacorp's always generous. It'll do you good.
I don't need a rehab.
Oh, I'm sure you do, or they wouldn't be sending you.
I need other things, Felicia.
I need you to seal coat my driveway.
Almost everyone doppled voluntarily. Fingal was my first compulsory doppel.
I didn't want to bungle or bobble the Fingal doppel.
Just sleepwalkers. Never saw a cinema in their lives.
Never saw a Chris Farley movie. Philistines.
Nothing antique.
Let me tell you something. Try it as a horse. Stallion. Always good the first time out.
That'd be real megabucks.
700.
I got 47 credits. What kind of a double do you think that buys?
An anteater? Maybe.
Whoa, huge slam on anteaters out of nowhere.
Fingal heads into a 100% real doppling facility and catches his first glance at Apollonia, who we saw before the opening credits. Not a word is said, but the meaningful glances are clearly supposed to mean something to us. Fingal goes up to a pre-irritated British man at the sign-in desk, where he's told his assigned animal is a baboon named Daisy, and he's definitely not happy about it. Apollonia finally gives us the exposition that doppling is when people pay to have their consciousness placed into an animal. Most of the time, it's evidently rich people going on vacations, but some like Fingal are forced into it. As a non-rich, non-futuristic person, I have no idea why this would take off as a hobby, but hey, I don't understand rich people in the present, so whatever. Fingal's given a spotlight shower, drinks a mysterious liquid, and gets the pre-doppling speech from Apollonia herself. Since Fingal's never been doppled before, he doesn't have the implant in his brain that makes it possible, so he has to go through an operation first. While he's going through the surgery, a group of school kids go into the operating room. Lawsuit right there already. A gross little hoodlum starts switching identifying tags from one body to another, including Fingal's. Again, lawsuit. Why the heck is an elementary class in here during an active surgery? But he isn't caught in the act, and Fingal's now mistagged body is dragged off, plugged into his identicube, and is off on his monkey adventure, which is definitely not just bad stock footage with half-assed dialogue placed over it. How dare you suggest that?
Come as you are to my mall, to my atrium, yeah.
And that's when I saw him for the first time.
As previously seen.
I guess I know most people thought he was a pain in the neck, but I never felt that. Even when things were at their worst.
That's a good doppel.
Okay, governor.
Next.
We'll be right there. Okay.
Ident.
That's a shame. Maybe you need a polyvinyl coating.
A mangy old baboon.
A baboon?
Name's Daisy. Good luck, buddy.
What's so funny? I don't have to do this, you know.
Suit yourself.
You rummy Laurie.
You know the rules. No rehab card, no work. No work, no credits. No credits, nothing. Zip.
Oh, I lost a tooth.
Doppling room's through there.
Bloody Derby.
My workload that day looked like the usual bunch of dopplers. People going on short doppling vacations looking for a new thrill. Having their personalities inserted into wild animals so they could experience the world through different eyes.
Oh yeah, old guys becoming pandas. That's the future.
Looks that way.
So he'd been scrolling up cinemas.
Yeah, that's been
That was
established.
a word you only heard whispers about. How do you suppose he managed to scroll up cinemas?
It's alt 7.
Forget it. That's why he's doing rehab in the starving, worn-out baboon, and we're in here getting fat on Flavo-5s.
Yeah, you big tubs.
The first step in doppling is to transfer your total identity to the cube. Once the
I learned about identity cubes when I was 6, stupid.
Lucy.
Good morning, Mr. Fingal. You are about to begin Doppling. My name is Apollonia Jane.
Forgot for a sec.
I'm the Computech. Since you are a first-time Doppler, we'll be installing a DP, that's a Doppel plug, in your brain.
What?
Sit down, Mr. Fingal.
You need to tinkle fingle?
Nothing to worry about.
How about some Pringles fingle?
Trust me.
Just gonna bandsaw the top of your head off.
Just relax. Take a deep breath.
Not that
You
deep.
might be interested to know that have a good safari, Mr. Fingal.
I seem to have died. Is that okay? Beauty school dropout.
Boy, I envy him right now. The right tots.
Welcome. You are requested to respect the
Don't fondle the doppels.
A routing tag. Each color has a different destination. Green for the slumber room, yellow for organ transplant, and so on.
And blue, like this?
Well, that's rather unusual. We can talk about it later.
Is it sexy?
We'll talk about it later. Now come along. The class is waiting in the doppling room.
Oh, the littlest sexual deviant. Kill him.
All right, class. What is the medico doing?
Making an identity.
That's right. Making a copy of his whole identity. And what is it called?
There's your precious Canadian healthcare system at work.
48-hour double begun.
Doctor Who. The hell cares?
Hey! I'm double!
And I'm on film suddenly.
At least I'm not an anteater.
This movie just hates anteaters.
Unbelievable.
How's Daisy doing?
Holding her own. She just might make it all the way through this Doppel.
Surely this will cure him of his love of cinemas.
Can't get the hang of it. It's harder than I thought.
I'm as clumsy as a stupid, repulsive anteater.
Out on deck, Tom and Crow are so enamored with Fingal's doppel animal Daisy that they've ordered a monkey of their very own. But instead of being fun, it goes on a rampage and targets Mike specifically.
Hello.
Okay, who wants to start?
Crow does.
Sir. Mike, we like Daisy in the movie so much, we thought it'd be fun to have a monkey.
Oh yeah, so we ordered one from Instant Monkeys Online, and
Yeah.
it came instantly, just like the ad says. Get your monkeys instantly with Instant Monkeys Online.
Whoa.
Careful, Mike.
Incoming.
Your aggressive stance is threatening, Henry.
Yeah. You need to adopt a passive posture. Right.
Okay, stroke your chest.
No one use the back of your hand. Are you crazy? Now bob up and down and ook very softly. Yes, he thinks you're his mother. Oh, that's so cute.
Fingal's stock footage adventure continues for a while, and he and a bunch of animals find some fermented fruit that gets them drunk. I think this is supposed to pass for humor, but it's really just stupid. Eventually, an elephant tries to kill Daisy, so Apollonia and her friend Jamila, who also oversees the Dopplers, tries to get him out of there. While they're able to get Fingal's consciousness out of the monkey, there's no body for it to be put in, since the tag has been switched. As Apollonia tries to figure out what to do, Jamila snitches on the company to someone on the outside. Suddenly, the company of Novacorp stocks are plummeting, and people realize they can't trust their bodies with them. The chairman, a rotund and obviously evil man, tries to gain control through threats, like most managers. Apollonia watches a video about what could happen in an identicube if it's on for too long, before the person's brain is functioning in their own body again. Apparently, you can store the person's mind in the supercomputer for a while, but after too many hours, they'll go brain dead and there's no going back.
What happened to him? He looks drunk to me.
I'm on medication, okay?
Corp 1E5. The Maruba fruit's ripe. Some of the Dopplers are getting drunk.
I love you guys. And now we're gonna graduate. I'm never gonna see you guys again, man.
Hey, wait a minute. What's that elephant do? Oh,
Hold it, wait a minute. Hey, I'm not a baboon. I'm a human
Bar,
being.
cut it out.
Get me out. I want right.
Sighted Fingal, site Kenya Park, sector J21, code red.
Out of paper.
Toby here.
What's going on? What a mess, look.
passion.
Red, you know what that means?
They've brought Daisy in. She's in the Doppling room, and the medico's ready.
Ralph Malf here.
Why couldn't Slavin have been off duty?
We never had any Aram Bingle.
It must be there. They brought him up yesterday. Economy compulsory rehab. Look again, Tubi.
She is so Pat Benatar.
I'm notifying Slavin now.
Lexicor 1E5. I have to speak to Walenda Irving. Urgent. Yes.
The flying Melinda, yes.
Lexicorp World News just issued a bulletin. Novacorp stock is plummeting.
It dropped 20 points in the last 2 minutes. What are you going to do?
Eat.
Identical.
My lunchbox can withstand a nuclear blast.
Found him?
We will. Just find my mark here.
Watch this with me, Slavin.
Put on a pink top and watch this with me.
We just lost Watson.
He came here. We wanted him.
Let's make this short.
Oh, why start now?
We used the central computer to simulate life experience, but we had to set up a control interface from outside. We used Watson to complete the interface. There was no other way to keep contact.
David Bowie in a brilliant cameo.
She was going too fast for me.
We plugged Watson in to monitor. What happened? I wouldn't have done it if I'd realized the awful danger he was in. Watson was tired, but still maintaining contact. The computer sucked everything in.
Sucked. Let's go with that word, movie.
Oh, God, Watson's identity was sucked in, too.
I gotta get back to the 10K.
He was still breathing. Vital signs fine, but he wasn't there. A blank brain.
Hooray for socks.
Listen, don't.
Bingle interface ready.
Initiate Harp O'Hare.
All right.
Once he's placed in the supercomputer, Fingal comes to in what appears to be his bedroom. It turns out when there's no reality around you, you create your own based on previous experiences. Fingal realizes something must be wrong and tries to call for a doctor. Apollonia answers the fake mental phone and tries to convince Fingal's subconscious to live as normal of a day as possible. Since, of plot convenience course, if he does things too out of the ordinary, he could change things from inside the computer that could go on to affect the real world. He imagines himself going to work where Apollonia appears to him in the form of his deceased mother to try to explain what's going on, appearing to him as someone he'd trust. Unfortunately, the chairman has a different idea and has some goons chase her off. This leads to Fingal's fake mom getting hit by a car. To cope with basically just seeing his already dead mom get smoked in front of his eyes, Fingal starts to imagine himself in Casablanca, and it's cringy as hell. But as a maladaptive daydreamer myself, I certainly can't blame him, no matter how stupid the film's about to get.
Oh, look, it's embarrassing.
That poor dope figures if he can't see the camera can't see him.
Last thing I knew, I was about to be killed by an elephant.
I should have wrapped him up in cellophane.
It was eerie. Watching Fingal creating his own reality simulation around him.
Well, maybe you should get some Flavo vibes.
Especially since he didn't even know he was doing it.
Contact.
Oh, wait, no, Yahtzee.
I better call for a medical.
Yeah, on the voice comm Flavo Link synth.
Just stick to your routine, no surprises. If you do anything unexpected, I may not be able to track you.
Listen, either I'm nuts or you are.
I'll be in touch.
You know, I bet nobody ever scrolls up this cinema.
Go to work.
But I'm an actor.
But I'd have to simulate someone he'd really trust.
Fingal.
What? Now this, is this off?
Mom,
Hello, Sonny.
what are you doing here?
Why aren't you Puerto
An
Rican?
entirely healthy question, son. The fact is, I'm being electronically simulated.
Whoa.
Mom, my nuts.
My nuts?
Oh, dear, but this is all...
Negative input. Fingal's too curious. Girls too eager to help.
Pork delivery's late.
I will simulate a presence to threaten them.
Carol Channing. Who loves you, baby?
Jamila, something weird.
Wait, Mom.
I ordered salad.
You want your spoon back? Look, it's the aged Pee-wee up there.
What happened? A most unfortunate accident. Poor woman ran across the street. A truck came around the corner and hit her.
Listen, the call to script rewrites.
Well, pop on a fez and eat some couscous, I guess.
formerly that other place.
Yeah, they hired a huge consulting firm for millions of bucks, and this is the name they came up with.
Back at the pledge drive, Pearl and Brain Guy sing one of the most fun songs of the later seasons, When Loving Lovers Love.
We are so fortunate to present to you, our viewer, Pearl, 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 Pearl. When loving lovers love, they're loving love on wings of gold, and loving love we fly above. But then it's gone. It is nothing but a memory.
Memory.
And loving lovers love again.
Who knows where it flies?
The lustrous love must rise.
Your heart has wings to fly,
and no one else can fly.
I really can't say why.
I really do like pie.
I know a couple guys.
They really do like pie. And loving lovers love as loving lovers love.
Golden, shimmering, lustrous, lovely, loving, loving.
Hey, I can sing too! And now you find yourself in 82. Oh.
Finkel enters the smoky bar and hears a singer with the most smoke-filled smoker's voice I've ever heard. He then meets Rick from Casablanca, but instead of being performed by the infinitely talented Humphrey Bogart, you know, because he'd been dead for like 30 years before this film was even shot, he's played by Raul Julia. Yup, and you can tell the budget's small because the editing is goofy as heck, since Raul can't be in two places at once. Apollonia digitally appears in Fingal's mind, dressed up for the occasion, and fills him in on how his body has seemingly disappeared. She tells him to keep things normal, no surprises, but this isn't good enough for the chairman, who inserts himself into the situation as a warning. How can he and Apollonia be awake in the real world and digitally in the computer with Fingal, who had to be asleep and doppelt first? Stop asking questions. Fingal has a bit of a breakdown, and Raul, Rick, tells him to go cool off. He leaves the club and tries to take Apollonia's advice and imagine himself at work, but he can't take it anymore. He approaches Felicia, and even the imagined version of her rejects him at first, but Fingal decides mental sexual harassment is A-okay. He brings her home, and based on the dialogue, not only have they had sex for a couple days, but he's already bored of it? Like, bruh, this is your imagination. There should be no situation where you're just bored, especially in just a few days. Honestly, this just shows Fingal must be a very subpar partner. Just saying. He makes his crush disappear, and Apollonia, who's been attracted to Fingal for some reason, comes back into the computer to chew him out. And of course it ends with them kissing. God, I hate the whole enemies to lovers. We have to fight before we kiss crap.
You must remember this. This movie really sucks.
In love again. Never.
Hey, a midget rabbi cowboy. Look, behind him.
Yippee-yi, oy vey.
What am I? Lola likes you, Fingal.
Not now, sweetheart. He's got some talking to do, all right, but with me. Tell the piano player to play anything you want, Lola. Drinks on the house.
That's kind of inconvenient.
Lola, will you please stop trying to figure things out? You're making it harder on me.
I'm making it harder. My mother, who died years ago, tells me I'm not real. I'm inside the Novacorp central computer.
That's right.
Then she gets run
We
over
set up
by
the
a truck.
interface till we find your body.
We've got one on back order.
All right, Fingal.
You once said I was a warped, frustrated.
All right.
I have to go.
Wait a minute.
I want out of this movie too.
Can't keep this up.
Just listen to me. Behave as if your life is normal.
Normal? Is it normal when the woman you're talking to turns into a head with a veil hanging down over nothing?
I think you better be going now, Fingal. Come back to my place anytime.
We're getting a karaoke machine.
I should have known. As soon as Fingal was back at work data processing, his old boredom resurfaced.
Can't stand this anymore. I'm so bored.
Okay, which one of us said that?
I felt it. I don't...
Maybe I had to put up with it out there, but not in here.
I'm going to get a Glock and mow these people down.
I am working, Mr. Fingal.
Listen, Felicia, why don't we just walk out of here, go back to my place and make love?
Whoa, I want to work in data entry.
Is that your idea of a joke?
No. Shall we go back to my place and make love?
This is sexual harassment, and I'm going to take it.
Whoa. Look familiar, Mike? Probably not. Not for you.
I wouldn't wish that no-good drone on anyone. Now he started playing around with himself.
Whoa!
Oh, not now, Felicia, please.
Why not?
Well, it's all we did last night and the night before. I'm tired. Frankly, I'm bored.
That's why you kept saying William Hurt's name.
Mike.
You know, if only she had turned into a cold beer, it would have been perfect.
I'm entitled to a little bit of happiness, aren't I?
You were raised Catholic.
Happiness. Listen to me, Fingal. Your navel's very deep. I can't even see to the bottom of it. And if you fall in, I can't guarantee to pull you out.
What is it with you?
You had me fooled.
You replaced my coffee with Folgers crystals.
I was beginning to think that you were someone special.
It's a good thing we don't have to like each other, isn't it? Because you're definitely not my kind of woman.
Ooh, well, now you are, actually.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Here's looking at you, Tant.
Here's looking at you, ubiquitous.
Here's looking at you, Ulysses.
Fingal chats with Rick and decides he wants to change things from the inside of the system. You know, the one thing he was warned not to do, or else he'd be in big, big trouble. He goes back to work, but his mind is starting to mix the fantasies, making Casablanca affect the office. All the while, he's trying to figure out the supercomputer password while living inside it. I've no clue how that works, but we're clearly playing fast and loose with computer logic in this movie, so I'll stop asking questions too, I guess. Fingal steps away to take a break and finds a little park? Oasis? I'm not quite sure. The chairman and some goons confront him, saying he really should stop what he's doing, or else. Fingal doesn't appreciate being threatened, and gets dunked in this fountain and suddenly is back in Casablanca, but it's suddenly trying to kill him. Spears, grenades, and knives go flying as Apollonia tries to convince him to stop trying to find the password so the worst doesn't happen. She says he owes her for putting him in the supercomputer, even though her company is the one that lost him in the first place.
All the public television stations in the world.
If I'm in charge of what happens to me in here, I'm not gonna go on being a zombie like all those other zombies at work.
I'll be a better zombie.
What are you gonna do?
Fingal was going to try to reprogram the HX368 while he was still inside it.
Well, that's what I found out later, talking to the screenwriter.
Couldn't get his Casablanca fantasy out of his head. And Casablanca gets really hot during the summer.
Invalid format. Quit or retry.
Contact your network administrator.
If he did manage to write his own programs, anything could happen.
But no matter what, we won't show it.
Stubborn.
Get back to work, Fingal.
You make me tingle, Fingal. Fingal, are you single? Give me a jingle.
Oh, good one.
What is your ex?
We both take a break.
We both said things we'll regret.
Fingal, can you?
Your new backyard.
I have a communication for you.
Bite me.
Thanks.
I discovered that one of the children who observed your doppling played a little joke on you. He switched the tag from your body to another body.
Where am I?
If you persist in trying to interfere with the HX368 programs, I guarantee your body will not be found in time.
Don't threaten me, fat man.
This is what happens when you have to put off-season Santas to work. Oh, blessed Saint Humphrey.
He wandered into an English pub.
Sorry, mate.
Apollonia,
Quick, stupid, you got hit.
they're shooting darts at us.
Boys in the Curare failed within 2 seconds.
Oh my God.
We're on!
We put you into the HX368 to keep you safe. You owe us.
I'm just trying to save my ass, and right now I'm having a damn hard time of it.
He said ass.
Listen, Apollonia? I'm sorry.
He's a village people.
He thought I was a blackmail construction worker. It's cute.
As Fingal gets closer and closer to getting the computer password correct, the chairman sends more goons to try to do Fingal in. After a lackluster chase sequence, Fingal's able to evade them, but you'd think since he has access to the computer's power, they'd always know where Fingal is, but whatever. Fingal enters a couple more tries, and he's done it. He has full control of the biggest company in the world's supercomputer, and he decides to create worldwide chaos. If you'll remember, Fingal worked on overseeing climate control and making sure the weather around the world was just doing what it was supposed to do. So now he makes it snow inside and starts causing floods, heat waves, and hurricanes anywhere they normally would never belong. So he's a bit of a sociopath, not thinking at all of the livelihoods he's actively destroying without a second thought. The chairman goes to Apollonia and tells her if one more crazy thing happens, Fingal will expire. And honestly, seeing as how he's now technically an international terrorist, I can't really blame the chairman here. After Rick tells Fingal he's done some crazy crap in the last few hours, and Fingal seems to be ready for more, Apollonia appears as Aphrodite and tells him in King James Bible talk to stop messing with the computer? This film's got some weird-ass theology going on.
Very good.
Thank you. You know, I'd rather watch the kind of hackers who spit a lot.
Ew, a bug on my desk.
I got access.
Abscess?
Varicose desk.
It's a raining man. Hallelujah.
Yeah, see, these guys, they were rejected for men without hats.
Oh, really bad musicians, huh?
No, see, they wear hats.
Oh, so the brim gets in their way of reading the music?
No, look, forget it. Just never mind.
In the future, puerile ruses will still work.
Repeated 368.
And my garage door should open. Yeah! Oh, this movie hurts! Oh.
I got it!
This is how much pure cocaine you would need to enjoy this movie.
Yeah, so this is public television, huh? Suddenly I feel like beating the crap out of Fred Rogers.
I'm not making this up!
I'm not cleaning it up either.
For our last mid-film host segment, Tom wants to be doppeled down to the world of the nanites so he can be mean to them. Mike doppels him down really tiny so he gets served some instant comeuppance.
Come on, synth my doppel down to the nanites and monitor both my cube time and my Fingal time.
Hey, well, why are you so eager to get down to that nanite world?
Oh, you know, I'm feeling a little wicked. Want to go down there and mess with the little shrimps.
That doesn't sound very nice, Tom.
Oh, now I won't be too hard on them. Just rattle their cages a little bit. Yank their chains, push them around. Just get a few kicks, you know, kicks. Hey, nanites. Hey, little pipsqueaks, a giant walks among you. Hey, hello. Where are those little idiots anyway?
Well, what do we have here, Mookie?
I don't know, Slicer. Looks like a college boy to me.
Hi, fellas.
So, Mookie, did I just hear this punk calling me a idiot?
Oh, no, not you, no. Mike, you didn't have to synth me down quite so small.
I'm sorry, Tom. It's out of my control.
Fingal imagines himself at the Casablanca airport and faces Rick again. Fingal admits he's going to try to undo his mistakes as Apollonia has asked him to. Rick is suddenly super invested in all the changes Fingal insisted he would make, and shames him for deciding to try and be an average Joe who doesn't create problems. At that very moment, the chairman drives up to give Fingal a final warning. At the same time, Rick keeps trying to tell Fingal to do things his way, and eventually, Fingal agrees to keep screwing around and finding the password again. The chairman basically says it's his funeral, and Fingal goes back to the club with Rick to try and find the right code again since it's been changed. He simply used the old code backwards, and of Plot Convenience Course Part 2 Electric Boogaloo, it works like a charm. Apollonia tries to contact Fingal again, but once she does, the goons try to barge into the club. It occurs to Apollonia and Rick at the same time that it seems that the chairman can only find Fingal if she's in contact with him first, so Fingal purposefully shuts her out. He's now in control of the computer again and starts giving out huge bonuses to all of the employees, and just has their futuristic ATM spit out a ton of money. While generous, if he's doing this around the world, he's gonna frick up the economy real fast. And Fingal's body has been found in a section where he was about to get a sex change operation. How many people are getting that operation in the future that the simple color blue is the tag they use?
That loony Fingal's starting to get to you, isn't he?
He's not crazy.
Well, sure, he eats mittens,
I
but...
don't know.
Fasten your seatbelt, Fingal.
It's the law.
And I don't have much time left. So you're gonna go out crying.
Yes, and wedding, actually.
Thought you were gonna try.
Mr. Fingal!
Santa!
See, I'm in time.
Is that what you're gonna do, Fingal? Enjoy yourself? Lay off, will you, Rick?
Let's just get through the movie.
I don't have to be a big man.
I think he's a fool to risk everything for his silly games.
I guess that's what he was doing. The hell I was.
Mike, he said hell.
Plane, Mr. Fingal, you don't want to miss it.
There's nothing more boring than playing it safe, Fingal.
Let me accompany you to the plane, Mr. Fingal.
Shut up, fat man!
You anteater.
From now on, whatever happens is your responsibility. Is that clear?
To Wendy's.
Wait a minute.
My nuts!
Why didn't I think of that before? It's so simple. Reverse the access code. He probably thought I'd never try something so simple.
You know, if this works, I'm gonna spank you, movie.
Watchtower, damn it!
Fingal! You and I must have another little...
Bring out your dad!
We're closed, fat man. Apollonia wouldn't give me away to him. No one's saying she would, kid, but it sure looks like she's part of it.
Oh, excuse me, were we supposed to do some readings for this movie? Did I miss some?
You now can program all intercorp and personal financial transactions.
Ha ha! Fang! Ha ha!
Better than watching fireworks.
Genius. Pure genius.
Couldn't save this film.
Shares Novicorp. Matthew Carson, 80 mega credits.
Well, they're all getting credits where credits are due.
Lois Burke.
He followed us home. Can we keep him?
Fingal! Where was he?
He was in the food service freezer. They were going to chip him and cream him and serve him over toast till someone noticed.
Has some sense of humor.
The climax of the film, if you can even call it that, is extremely confusing and hard to put into words. Fingal's still at the club, and after opening himself back up to Apollonia's contact, the chairman and a bunch of gun-wielding henchmen bust into the place. They end up killing one of Fingal's imaginary friends, and Apollonia, seeing Fingal in danger, shuts down the connection herself, so the chairman and his friends all disappear. There's then I really don't know, hypersonic lava lamp in the middle of the room, and Fingal tries to touch it. Somehow, the chairman's able to get back into his mental computer space while keeping Apollonia out, and while Rick distracts him for a brief second, Fingal touches the light and is interfaced, which I can only assume is supposed to be a good thing as it upsets the chairman, who shoots Rick. Fingal then plays the no-blinking game with the chairman, and this somehow defeats him? Like, I love this episode. I've watched it a million times, but I still have no clue what the hell this is. After some terrible digital effects with Apollonia begging Fingal to wake up and be okay, he finally does get back in his own body, where they can now make out for real. While he still knows the codes, he gives them completely new identities without telling her before he starts. Again, sociopathic tendencies with Fingal here. And they decide to go off into the sunset to build their own club, while Casablanca starts playing on every computer screen in the company. The end.
Thrill as she thinks!
He's here!
Grandpa! Grandpa!
I've come for Fingal, Rick.
Fingal Rick? What is that, some kind of a Rhine wine?
Search the place. He must be here somewhere.
Oh, Rolf, no! He died protecting the Cointreau.
Why are you voluntarily breaking contact with Fingal?
What is your deal? His lava lamp's out of control.
The director's neck, right in my hand.
One sec, Rick. That's all I need.
Stay out of it, Rick.
I'm in the bay!
BFD!
The prime rib is gone!
Fingal?
Der Bingo? Chris Kringle? Pat Hingle?
You must remember this. My liver has been pierced.
I don't know. I guess I'm more disappointed than shot.
It's up to you. It's okay, buddy. I can handle it.
And just what is the it which is to him up and which he can perhaps handle?
That I don't know. The most face any screen has ever held.
Yeah.
You destruct. 30 seconds.
Come on, Fingal.
Come on, what? You know, my apathy is palpable at this point. Yay!
Why am I cheering? I don't know, but yay!
One less cake to bake him, 12 less eggs to fry.
Cube destruct. 5, 4, 3.
Shut up! Shut up!
Damn it, Fingal,
Gee, you think she might be sitting on her bony rear end in that room with her hand to her ear?
You could be destroyed.
Can't lose you now.
The energy surge gave her a new hairdo.
We haven't even had a dance together.
You never bought a muffler together either. What's the point?
I love you this much.
I don't care for you. So what, the final 2 hours of the movie's in slow motion now? Hi.
Eating Raul.
Gotta get going, there's still a lot to do.
Oh, not on our account. Feel free to end.
Yeah, whatever.
Put your thumb right there.
Wait a minute.
You'll need a new ident as much as I will.
You could have asked.
All right. What's my name?
Ingrid Laszlo.
What's yours?
Just call me Rick.
And what's happening now?
I'm taking care of the chairman. He's going on for a month's compulsory rehab.
You're putting him in Daisy?
Daisy's too good for the bastard. He's going on as an anteater.
Lay off the anteaters,
on.
man!
I guess.
I was thinking about getting a place.
Fried or broiled?
A little club on the other side of town. We can call it Rick's Place. Get a piano player. Wait, this'll only take a second.
Let me show you this really hard freestyle game.
Man, I'm sorry these two didn't end up together.
Well, they did.
Oh, well, then I'm sorry about that.
But I hate this movie. It's on AMC every week.
Wait, I was working on a project with the UN to provide emergency aid. Well, never mind.
After the movie, Bobo's been brought up to the satellite to try and calm Henry the monkey down, but it has the opposite effect. So Mike sedates them both to bring some peace back to the ship.
Listen to me, man. You don't want to end up in the bone orchard, man. I know you're scared.
What's going on? Hush, Mike. Bobo's trying to talk Henry down.
Well, yeah, I used to throw stuff in my day. Huh? Well, okay, you're on. Hand me that paper. Whoa! This is the answer. Hey, give me that microwave.
Incoming! We're gonna use a blowgun. It won't hurt him a bit.
Okay.
Mike, no! They weren't hurting anybody.
Yeah, except for us.
But still, I mean, man. What was I?
This episode is an absolute sci-fi era classic. It's a great way to cap off such a strongly riffed season of films, to be sure. When you take into account both the riffs and the host segments, this has got to easily be one of the strongest Season 8 episodes overall as well. I could even see this being a great episode to use to introduce someone to the show. The movie's utterly ridiculous, but until the ending, it's silly but makes decent enough sense. You can understand what the characters want, and most plot points are easy enough to follow. Though I honestly never thought of how terrible a leading man Fingal is. He not only harasses a coworker who he then forces a digital copy of into having sex with him, he also destroys the delicate balance of nature all over the world just for kicks. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters, including Kevin Nata and Isabella Summit, and a futuristic thanks to all of the incredible St. Jude supporters. Nightwing, Technodan, Frank, Rogue2, Rich, Tommy Gunservo, Mist Explorer, Curator of Entropy, Adam, Guido, Black Cat, Ryan, Roy, Donna, City Forever, Stuffy Wuff, Kevin Nata, Servo1991, Angry American, Roland, The It and Fit, and once again, thanks to Jackie for selecting it. This one was super fun, as I always enjoy watching it, and highly recommend it to any Misty. If you enjoyed this review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps me out. Also, I have a ton of links down in the description to a bunch of other interweb platforms that I'm on, so please check those out too. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys later.
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I'd only been monitoring Fingal for an hour, but it felt like years.
Yeah, tell us about it.